Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Alex and Silvia, and today we're going to give you some dating advice, some do's and some don'ts.
It's dating advice for long-lasting relationships, to be clear. And the funny thing is that some of these advice that we're going to give you today may sound common sense.
Yep.
But at the same time, there's so many crazy stories out there that we absolutely felt compelled that we should give a little short list of like major do's and major don'ts. Starting with the do's.
Starting with the do's.
First date. What should the first date look like? We think that the first date, instead of doing the usual, going out somewhere for dinner, what one should do instead is choose an activity to do together, something that you both like, or something that one of you likes and the other one is open to explore. And that way you can see a lot, while you also acquire a lot of information about that person. You can see them in action, you can see how they move, and at the same time you can ask the right questions in order to understand whether this person is somebody who you would see again or not.
We were thinking about what an interesting conversation that is to have in the first place, right? When you're picking a place to go on a date. And then you start talking about, well, what do we both like? What do you like? And what do you like? You might actually save yourself a lot of time if this isn't the right person, because as you start going through all the things that you like to do, and the person you might be dating tells you the things that they like to do, if you can't find anything in common, you just saved yourself all that time, because now you don't even have to go on the date anymore.
That's right.
But the advice is to try to find an activity that you both really like to do, and that way you can see yourselves in action. And then another little thing on top of that is, another good option is maybe find something that you both have never done before, but you're both interested in doing. It's kind of like the same thing.
Yeah.
That's a good way to get to know each other.
Date.
Maybe for a second date. But to get to know each other in action as well, in like a new activity. So maybe that's the second date. But the first date, then you do something that you both like to do.
Yeah, I love that idea. And it's, I think it's perfect. It's hitting the spot, and it's not, and it's still safe.
And don't cheat. Don't be like, we both like to eat, and so we go for dinner.
Yeah, no.
It's an activity, actually, not eating.
Yeah, it's an activity. Good point. Mm-hmm. Two.
Red flags. You want to talk about some red flags?
Yes. You have to, on the first date, you have to absolutely pay attention for red flags. They're there. Don't ignore them. Pay attention, because these are going to be sometimes lifesavers, and you're not going to waste time. You're going to know right away and right there and then if that person is for you or not. Examples of red flags?
I also think that red flags are purely individual. So you know what the red flags are, because you're going in there presumably hoping to build a relationship. So you already know what you're looking for and what's not there. So the moment that the person says something or you notice something, it will ding for you. So listen to that.
Yeah, be mindful.
It's happening for a reason. Your radar is going off for a reason. Don't just put it off for a second. Maybe don't move on to the next topic until you've maybe clarified that right there.
Yeah, no, red flags are not to be ignored. They're literally speaking directly to you, and you don't want to do yourself a disservice by ignoring them, because then you won't have the right to complain if you ignored your own instincts, right? Number 3.
There's a question that for some reason, I'm still baffled by it, gets skipped over. A lot of times we keep hearing about it, where the status of both people was not revealed in the beginning. How did you not have this conversation already?
Oh my goodness.
Are you married?
Yeah, please make...
You have children? Are you dating anybody right now? Those are honest, simple questions that you can ask right away, and you both just be honest about it.
Yes.
And then you don't find out multiple dates in that somebody's married and they have a family in the town over.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. It's always the same conversation. When you find out, it's usually too late, and then when you ask how come you didn't tell me, the answer is always, well, you never asked.
You didn't ask.
I hate that. So do not hesitate on the first date to ask, what's your status? Are you married, divorced, children, no children, living with your ex? You're not, like, what's going on with you?
What is your relationship status, right?
Yes.
What is your relationship status? You don't have to ask about necessarily their status at work unless you're really interested in that. But
No.
if you're dating for a relationship,
Yeah.
what's your relationship
Yeah.
status?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you come in with that clear intention from the very beginning,
Yeah.
you're always going to be asking the right questions, and then, following that.
It's great because it also shows that you're not bullshitting, like you're not, messing around. You have serious intentions, and you're not here to waste your time. So definitely ask about the status, all of the questions.
And then a big one, of course, is values, right?
Yes. Inquire about the values. What are your values, right? What do you value in life? Do you have any values? And then those are going to tell you if they align with yours. And that's going to give you an idea if you guys have anything in common at all. Very important. Very, very important info.
What is important to you? Or is there anything that's important to them that's also important to you? You can find out a lot of these things when you dig into what somebody values in life.
Mm-hmm.
Ask.
Another good one is to ask what their dreams are. Dreams, passions, what's the big goal? Do they even know what they want? What they want in this life? Do they have any answers? Have they done some searching, some soul searching, some researching? Have they spent time digging? This is very interesting. And it also can give you a lot of insight into the character of the person, or their ambitions, or their...
That's the biggest one, I think.
Like, are they capable of thinking big, or are they thinking small?
But really, if they're ambitious, I think is a big one. I think that's attractive for men, and it's attractive for women. If you find out that somebody is in a certain place in their life, but they still have that drive and that desire and that passion to achieve even greater things and more things, dreams, something that somebody's thinking about and imagining and envisioning and trying to manifest, somebody who's excited to live. Because then you're going to be excited to live. If you're together, that...
You would know if you want to spend your life with such a person. Imagine the answer is, oh, no, I'm just a small town boy. I like calm life and, nature, and just... So you know what kind of life you're going to get with that if you chose this person for a partner, for instance.
You may find somebody who has already achieved everything that they've wanted to achieve, but at the same time, there's always like a new thing that pops out, that you become ambitious and interested in pursuing as well. It's never, I don't think you ever just, you reach it and that's it.
Yeah, but also, poke around, don't satisfy yourself with, when you hear the answer, I'm just, go with the flow, I'm open. I mean, it sounds great, but it's just so vague and so general. It gives you nothing. Like, challenge them a little bit, flirt, in a flirtatious way, like dig in there, poke.
It's okay. You should be open, but at the same time, you should be intentional about many things.
Absolutely. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. Like, if you have no big dream, big goal, and you just live day to day without a direction, like, you haven't even begun living, frankly.
It's not all improv. Sometimes it's a play.
Yeah, definitely. Good one. And last but not least, from the do's list.
Most important one, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Be yourself. Unapologetically yourself. Authentic. Bring the full spectrum of your character. Show all your true colors, because you want to know, in case you happen to like this person, if they like you the way you are, right? Because you don't want to be anything else than the way you are. You don't want to hide certain features of your characters in order to fit in, or dim your light in order to fit in. None of that can be sustained in the long run. It's not going to be a healthy relationship. So make sure you're authentic, full you're happy, you're, you know, open and inviting, and see what they have to offer.
Give them a fair chance to see you at your best and see you as who you are. If you're putting any kind of layers on, physically, or
Social masks.
any kind of mask, psychologically, emotionally, and then later on you have to remove some of these layers, they're gonna be like, wait a second, I thought that was...
Yeah, who's that person?
Who's that? That's not who I saw over here. So now you're taking this off, and then you're removing that, and then you're getting rid of that. So I'm just like, it's like peeling an onion. Where is the core? So just come with the core right away without any of the layers, and that way you're going to save everybody time. You're going to save yourself time. You're going to save your potential partner time, because they're going to see you exactly the way that they need to see you, unapologetically yourself, like you said.
Yeah.